This is Vinyl Voices Radio. ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm John Goodman.
Jesse Sandehan.
My goal in life, or my goal as an artist, is to not have to promote anything ever again. That's truly my goal.
It's a great goal because how do you really promote anything these days?
It's a chore. It's just I don't know. I have so many thoughts about this, but I hate that everything's become commodified. Everything's become it's like keep making art for it's like tech companies just giving us little pieces of pennies for our ideas and our work. Just so tired of it.
Yeah.
I'd love to get out of that game, and hopefully, I think it's possible if you get to a certain point of certain status or something. Like Fat Mike's a great example for me. You don't have to think about that. He never has to think about that ever again. He's never used Spotify. He doesn't understand that he's got a million monthly listeners or whatever. It's like, to him, it's like, he really, and I think that's cool to see. And I know that's because of a certain generational change, but I don't ever want to think about that again.
Yeah.
That's not why I make art. And those tech companies are like, if you don't churn this out, if you don't churn out more art, we're going to crush you on the algorithms. I think that's disgusting. So
yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I love this man.
It is.
It's like we're those little mice on the wheels, turning
just
the
chasing
wheels.
likes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's got to end. I think it will, and I actually see some hope with the next generation, because yes, they grew up in it so deeply that they don't take it as seriously.
Yeah.
And in fact, a lot of them are not even using social media. It really is going to shift. Mark my words. It is. And actually, Codefendants is a great example. We don't have the biggest, on purpose, we don't push too hard, our social media or any of that stuff. We're trying to just grow organically. We don't have the biggest numbers or whatever, because we don't care about that. We want to play shows like that where there's 300 people singing every word.
Right.
That's not what the algorithm says we're doing every night, but we're doing that every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I call bullshit on all of it.
Yeah. Well, just get to the part where they just want you to pay, and then they'll show your art to everybody. But you have to pay them to do it.
It's pay to play. Yeah. It's just on a bigger scale for even bigger monopolies. Right. And that's always been the case in music. And, it's always you're paying some radio person or some whatever, but yeah, they just figured it out on a even bigger scale. It's a crazy racket.
Yeah, but unfortunately, right now, you have to get to a certain point in order to get over that mountain where there is that freedom.
Oh, I understand. I definitely know about it. I'm familiar with how it works, and I've always been familiar with technology to some degree. I remember I was deeply into the internet when it was, in the early 90s. I learned how to make websites when I was 13, and I was probably the first generation of internet people. And I remember knowing about these things, and for 3 years, nobody around me used the internet. You know what I mean? Even knew what it was, none of the other kids. And then suddenly it became a part of everyone's everyday life. When my grandfather's asked, when my 98-year-old grandfather at the time was asking me how to, look something up, or send emails or whatever. I was like, this has really shifted. It's not our thing anymore. Right. Back in the day, we were all hackers and stuff, and we used to dial other people's numbers that were bulletin board systems. And so it was before, it was all text-based internet, but it was privatized. It was private servers. It could be anyone's house, so we'd call up and they'd have text-based games or information. I remember downloading the Anarchist Cookbook and printing it out on a school computer, and it was the whole thing. It's just ridiculous stuff like that. But now that's become every day. So I've seen the change. I can see the shift back to something else as well.
Yeah.
I don't think these monopolies can really last the way they think they can.
Yeah.
They're already failing. They're already failing in front of our eyes.
Well, there's, with stuff like that, there's pushback from artists. That's
exactly.
Why,
if artists just understood our strength and unity,
right.
they, are, and that goes for everything. That goes for revolutionary thought in general. Like if we understood how strong we are as the majority of human beings, we wouldn't let 1% of our population dictate what we do. We wouldn't sit back and see them, hoarding the wealth of the world.
Right.
I don't understand why. We could fill a room sometimes. Call me crazy, but we could fill a room with thousands of people, yet we can't just go and take over a banking system with thousands of people. Do you know what I'm saying? We can get thousands of people to sing along to a song.
Right.
Why can't we take that a step further? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Something.
Especially musicians. I know we are all on the same page with this.
Right.
And we can end monopolies by unionizing properly and really going for it. But, oh no, it pays my rent. Yeah, it pays my rent too. But I'm down to shift it.
Yeah. But maybe
pivot. We always got to pivot.
Yep.
How many times have we pivoted in the last 20 years in music?
A lot.
I sold CDs 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I sold.
Right.
Not even vinyl because I couldn't afford to make vinyl. So then the vinyl boom happened. Vinyl's still the number one physical medium. I think that's great because I'm a vinyl head. I've always been a vinyl collector, mostly because of sampling and that's how I learned about a lot of music is through sampling for beats.
Right.
But yeah, vinyl's my favorite medium anyhow. So that's cool. But we sold thousands of CDs as DIY artists in the 20 years ago.
Right.
That was a regular thing.
Yeah.
Now that does not happen anymore.
Right. Not at all. But yeah, the pivot is the thing, and like you said, it's not just in music; it's in life in general. These things come down the pike, and then we have to decide is this really healthy for us as a community, whether that's a music community or any other community. And so, being able to hear from you, who's in it, that maybe these younger listeners aren't necessarily about catching all their music off of TikTok or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's overblown, and I think the industry's always a little bit late. See how they were with MP3s? They got hella late with the MP3s. They had their worst years ever because they were just trying to hang on to this CD boom that was a couple years before that. Like they had their biggest CD sales ever in '99. I think that was the biggest year ever for CD sales. That was also around the time when Napster started coming and destroying their power.
Right.
Through decentralization.
Yeah.
So let's think about destroying power through decentralization. I think it's really possible.
Yeah. Well, if you say it, Ceschi, I believe it.
Yeah, you sold me. I was like, let me get my torch. Some axe handles and some torches.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's funny. Well, I think that was going towards, man, we're going to kind of end this on a bummer, but I think that was actually very, uplifting, that kind of this stuff, it comes and goes, it changes, and the people that force the change, have the power to do that. And so why not? Let's do it in this,
Yeah, it's just pushing power back and realizing where the power structures have affected our lives in every way.
Yeah.
And what do we accept and what we don't? You know what I mean? And yeah, I can go deep on that.
Well, and the simple fact is, they need you, right? Like they need artists.
They need us. We're creating for them.
They're the ones that's doing it for them.
It's our talent. It's our art. It's our words. It's our faces, our bodies that they're selling back to us.
Yeah,
they're
weird.
marketing all of us.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. But
and then that might shift with AI, but
oh yeah, that's a whole different.
That's a whole other conversation. But
yeah, that might be.
AI is not there yet, though. Let's face it. Like the quality of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I think on some of these early shows we were fooling around with the AI stuff and like, let's see if AI can make a Vinyl Voices theme song for us. And
Well,
the results are not great.
no, but
It hasn't figured out taste yet.
but it's
getting
as
there,
quickly as everything is evolving, and that side of technology is just ramp. I mean, it's daily new things are happening. So
I think you know how like a lot of pop music has become sort of robotic sounding, where it's like, oh, it almost feels like AI. I think there's going to be a big backlash. People are going to want to hear cracks in your voice and not auto-tuned and not all like perfect electronic like sync. They want to hear human error.
Yeah.
And I think the industry is going to try to get a bunch of like AI pop out just for money makers, so they won't have to license from artists and pay artists like hundreds of thousands of dollars to license their songs for movies or whatever. But there's going to be a backlash to that.
I hope so. That sounds frightening. Like,
I'm ready for the backlash.
I think it's just going to bring more people to live shows.
Yeah, exactly. What's more human than that?
Yeah.
I remember seeing one of my favorite artists is Joanna Newsom. I remember seeing her play she's an incredible harpist. And someone was yelling out a song and she was like, "Oh, you want to hear that?" And we all wanted to hear it. She didn't know it well. She messed up the song 3 times, and it was my favorite part of the whole thing,
Yeah.
Because you see someone play this meticulous music, and then seeing her human error was my favorite part of the whole show.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's like...
I sense that, some of the shows that we saw this weekend, I think,
there's probably a lot of human error happening at Punk Rock Bowling.
Yeah, and the thing too is like, we had proximity to some of those artists, and it was like, oh, this is like a big stage for us, but we're going to do this, but we're nervous, but we did it anyway.
Yeah.
And, just the humanity at those shows, just seeing everybody in the pit or singing those songs or at, like at your set, I mean, just the crowd of people that was there just kind of hanging on your words. I mean, you can't get that from, a robot. So,
no, yeah, it's a communal experience, really.
Yeah.
That's why we put it into the world, right? Like, we make these songs for ourselves, initially in our bedrooms or in closets, whatever. But you don't have to put that out. Like, you put it into the world, so it becomes a communal piece.
Right.
That's what I was saying. Every time someone was saying last night, "Oh, you guys did great," I was like, "No, you guys did great. The crowd really made that set last night."
Yeah.
Sam and I, we did fine, but that's the crowd's energy, the crowd singing every word. They made that set great. That's really true. Yeah.
Well, we know you got
Well, thanks for having me.
plenty of stuff to do today yet.
Yeah,
so-
I gotta wrap it up and
Yeah.
go run some errands and take a flight. So
Yeah. Well, we'll be looking for you to come through Houston
yeah,
with Codefendants. And
we'll Codefendants. We'll probably next year. We were hoping with Nate No Face, that'd be cool.
Nice.
That'll be a good show.
Yeah.
Ceschi Ramos, y'all.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah.
Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Thank you.
And reach across. And also thanks to some Abel Baker here in Las Vegas for supplying us with beer. Excellent beer. So, them too.
Yeah. Also, thanks, Abel Baker. Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll talk to you later next week.
When the boat gets to sinking and the water starts rising, don't be surprised when them rats start cannibalizing. Sharks swarm with a mouthful of chipped teeth for mistaking the reef for being shallow, hollow, and weak. I watch them wade in the wake of their own misplaced assumption. Place ain't for the faint of heart, it's cold and it loves nothing.
Snare kick, hi-hat, boom bap, boom raps, fast cash, class 4, click, clack, who that? See me with this orbit ahead for the door, double time, chop, chop, keep putting that gas. Am I really gonna need to slow it down for all you dummies in the bar?
Pull the fast one, I slide ahead and got it past them. They always have to tell the cash go. But fuck around and catch a bad one. A bad one, for the fast one. I slide ahead and got it past them. They always have to tell the cash go. But fuck around and catch a bad one. Bad one.
Sometimes we just gotta pull a fast one. I have seen many intelligent beings act dumb. Quick lick up at the streets, fools make a lot of excuses. Endless stories, call them slick Rick. Bitch boys love to act tough, till the moment erupts. You can drunkenly punching me, probably, but I be dropping that Nazi. Click, click, pop, pop, 12 get the baby in cuffs. It's okay, if I get locked up, I'ma be swimming in honey buns. Commissary paid, I don't need a break a leg, no, I never had much luck. Only got a lot of love, thanks to my day ones, hip-hop and punk rock. You're so short, sided trend, hot was biting. Ain't nobody gonna get it with the wig about energy, and the better be ready for what the universe brings. Bitter, pill, fentanyl. I done got enough fingers to count the friends I killed. Just to kiss the floor before linoleum. Girls have called me fat wreck, but now I win. We don't do this for the motherfucking fame. That's so fucking lame. Pump rap posters, get the fuck out of our way. We were born into this game. Fuck your Instagram. That brand new mohawk must have scrambled up your brain.
Hey, we used to say fuck the coppers on ayahuasca. All I want is knockers and poppers to keep it poppin'. I've been living so off balance that even drowning's a fucking challenge. Violence every day, this ain't fantasy island. Niggas wildin'. I was when it used to be attitudes. Now it's just a minstrel, black fists, black foods, clowns and black face. Night of the fucking base, edge, fucking lace. Your homie is part of the fucking feds. But I saw light on that fucking mic. That fucking fat mic played some shit that I fucking like. Sketchy motherfuckers from the night, and it fucking right. We gon' stick our fucking fingers into the world's dikes. Try to get these words out, pushing these fucking kites. Cause you gon' serve a third of your fucking life. Trying to keep that hot boy, got you another strike. Fucking with that pop boy, easy as lyric right. All I want is guns, food and fun. Land, moon and suns. Sovereign watching my problems burn. 1,000,000,000 on a bunch of bad bitches who gag his ass snitching. But fuck 'em cause the shit ain't the same. That's how they live.
Pull the fast one. I slide ahead and got it past them. They always have to tell the cash go. But fuck around and catch a bad one.